it up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go in the top left-hand corner of Antigua Shipyard. We have ThorZaIN spawning once again as our red Terran player. He switched back for me. I appreciate it, sir.
And keep in mind, guys, ThorZaIN is on fire.
Yes, he is. He is up 2-0 on QIM at the moment, but QIM starting to throw in better and better Korean players. Sporting the tag, I'm Junwee. That is actually QIM YoDa.
And YoDa is going to be in the bottom left. And with these positions, I feel that, well, this kind of goes both ways. If this was a TVP or something, yeah, I would say that the purple player has a distinct advantage.
It
but
still does kind of suck for ThorZaIN trying to take his third, though.
Absolutely, but ThorZaIN does have very quick access to the main of YoDa.
Agreed. Yeah.
So he has a benefit in the aspect of dropping in the main and potentially camping the supply lines, but there's a negative in that, obviously, YoDa can have very quick access to his third, take out those destructible rocks, and set up a siege position there.
Yeah, certainly.
In which case, ThorZaIN will have to defend two fronts. He'll have to kind of defend the third and the choke to his natural and his main. And he'll have to lock down both those positions, which is just kind of stressful. Now, for ThorZaIN to do the same to YoDa, it's actually much bigger of an investment and an endeavor on his part to go all the way around mid and come at the third from the opposite angle.
Yeah.
In the bottom middle, it's way harder. So
Picard85 in chat says 2 racks I will. Signed YoDa. So, and, ThorZaIN actually walling off of the front in TVT. This is something that he's been doing quite a bit lately. And, it used to be that Terrans would wall off in all matchups. Then there was a time, and we're talking a long time ago, then it came to, oh, well, you don't want to wall off against Terrans, especially because siege tanks have such easy access to your supply depots up at the front. If you get supply blocked critically right at the beginning of the game, or during that big engagement, then you basically have an insta-lose. But then it got to the point where people stopped just playing one base versus one base, and then everyone started walling at the front again.
2 racks you I will. But do not fall down the bit-by-bit path.
It is the dark path.
It is the dark path.
That's only if you pull all your SCVs.
6 Marine, 14 SCV, you will not do.
That is the dark side of TVT. I don't think either player is going to end up pulling all of his SCVs. We do have a Reaper opener here from YoDa.
And a fast expansion out of ThorZaIN as he bypassed gas, and he loves putting his expansion down at the natural in front of those minerals. Does not want to waste the time lifting his expansion over, and has thus far, I don't know if I've watched a game from him recently where he's been killed because of it. Now, it looks like YoDa's actually going after what I assume is going to be the 3 Reaper opening in TVT. No, it looks like, okay, he had more queued up. Actually, this is something I talked to Spades. Believe it or not, Spades has been saying that he's been loving the 3 Reaper opening, and
that's something Spades has been doing for quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
And it looks like YoDa's content to just get one out. He does deny the first scouting SCV, so he's taken map control. And it looks like he's going to time the scouting of this SCV. He might not, actually, but it looks like he might time the SCV going up the ramp with the Reaper. The SCV will take the initial hits from the Marines, and that might allow the Reaper. No, he's actually not going to wait for the SCV, surprisingly.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's going to turn it away. Even if he had the SCV up there, ThorZaIN could turn his attention directly to the Reaper after that.
True.
So if he had done it first,
if he had done it first,
it would have been fine.
That's the way you got to do it. You send the SCV up first, and then you follow up with the Reaper.
ThorZaIN actually opening with his 2 racks build that we saw in the last series against Cole MVP. He actually did this against Noblesse. Noblesse was able to punish that, though. Where he does open 1 racks, gasless FE, 2nd racks, and double gas at the same time, and then he can flip between a bunch of builds. As we see here, the add-on in 3rd racks, he can go into high tech, or he can move right into ghosts. He has a lot of flexibility with that.
This is actually very interesting. Well, I don't really see him going into ghosts in a TVT. He may, if he wants to break a siege line or something like that later on, but ThorZaIN usually almost exclusively goes with the 1-1-1 with a quick expansion. Very rarely do we see him power bio like this, and it seems like he's just going to go with 3 racks here, probably get a fact and a port after that, quick upgrades on an engineering bay, but this is just unusual. We don't see this from ThorZaIN every day. I have seen him bust out this build a couple times. Oh, and a 2nd reactor very early on, so he's going to be powering up Marines and probably looking to get some upgrades. We do have combat shield on the way already, and a lot of times when players open up with this many racks, they'll try and hit a combat shield timing push. And I think that's what ThorZaIN's going to do here.
Very possible. We do have a factory coming up for him, though, as he adds on that reactor as well. So we will be able to move into higher tech and eventually a port. But we do have Banshees coming now out of YoDa. No cloak in any way, shape, or form. And he actually only has a token amount of Marines even sitting on the field right now. I apologize, guys. Sorry, a little bit of indigestion. Been casting for 4 hours now.
Dude, don't worry about it. We might have another
early in the game
6 ahead of us.
Yeah, we might have 6 games here, and then we might have another 9
you
after
could set
that.
the record today for most professional matches casted in a single day. I mean, I'm sure people have gone on like 24-hour casting sprees.
Yeah.
I think I've seen a few streams.
Oh, it looks like
done such.
Banshee number 1 makes its way in, and it is eventually going to get pushed away, but it's gotten a couple of kills right away.
What's it at?
It's putting up just 2, and it's putting up missile turrets now. But I think the fine folks that have casted remember the MLGs early in this year when they were casting for like 15 hours straight every single day? I understand what they feel.
Now they've finally got a rotation in there.
Ooh!
Booyah! Oh my God.
Just one shot away
Look at
from going
ThorZaIN
down.
spam clicking. You see a bunch of red dots going under the
saw
Banshee
that.
right there. ThorZaIN's just
Get
like,
it!
God.
It's 8 hexes away. I've only got 5.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah, unfortunately. But let's see here. As Mr. YoDa does have a couple of siege tanks up now. He's moving into a little bit more predictable marine tank medevac builds. ThorZaIN, though, just straight up powering Marines.
Hard.
That's it.
And he is teching up a little bit here. He does have his port on the way and a reactor on that factory, so he's certainly... Oh, and look at that. ThorZaIN just being so meticulous. He has a Marine patrolling in the space to the left. He's going to see that push on the way out. He could intercept that with all these Marines if he wants, but it looks like he's actually falling back. No, it would probably be a better idea for him to push out in front right now and get out there. He doesn't want to get bottled up and allow those tanks to siege up on the low ground, and YoDa pulls back.
Precisely. If ThorZaIN wants to navigate this area, that's one thing, but trying to break out right here when there's 2 siege tanks sitting underneath his, that would just be impossible, actually.
And I think YoDa does have siege.
And looks like that Banshee was finally able to make its way
Oh
away.
my goodness!
ThorZaIN, though, look at his presence of mind just to know that
Just leaving
2
two
Marines,
Marines.
that YoDa was going to try and sneak that Banshee in one more time.
Yeah, I mean, just very intelligent. A lot of times you would see players, especially to go meet that small contingent out in front, a lot of times players would just select everything they have and send it out there. Now, ThorZaIN's going to finish Stim here in a little bit, and then he's going to have Stim, Combat Shield, and +1.
Yes.
And a ton of Marines. He's also got 2 medevacs on the way. So we'll have to see if ThorZaIN's going to try and hit some sort of a Stim timing here. This would be the timing for him to hit if he so chooses.
We have Marauders and we have tanks coming up now for ThorZaIN as well. And
No
siege
siege
mode is
mode.
only halfway done. He could just power his way right up that ramp, especially with that +1 weapons, or he could do this as well. Because the lack of siege mode is there, this could actually do a lot of damage.
Yeah, it certainly could. Although, YoDa doesn't have Stim yet.
Oh, that was such a good pickoff for him. If he actually gets siege mode, no, it looks like he is just going to pick up.
Stim.
He doesn't lose a unit. He stopped Stim about 130 seconds of the way finished.
Oh my goodness,
That
was
huge setback.
The presence of mind to just go for that as well. And did you see, I don't know if anyone else caught this, but ThorZaIN was individually stimming the Marines as they came out of the medevacs right there. And just going for that tech lab. The amount of micro and just presence of mind to go for that upgrading structure right away is something that we don't see out of a lot of other players.
Right.
A lot of other players would just go for the mineral line there, try and get in and kill some SCVs, or perhaps just stim and attack.
He didn't take any losses at all.
Oh dear.
At all. And then ended up killing a lot of stuff. So here comes ThorZaIN. It is a little bit of a tarp. And ThorZaIN's going to have to pick up and move back at the moment. He does have vision now with his tank that he'll be able to start picking away at this tech lab. And he actually exposes that tank as here comes YoDa now with a few forces. There's the scan. ThorZaIN attacking from the low ground has complete dominance there. He does lose one of his tanks, but he should now start able to start ferrying units onto the high ground.
Yeah, he really can. I'm surprised he's not actually sending more Marines up there.
Could just drop right on top.
There are a lot of Marines moving out of YoDa's front door, though. Pretty sizable army here with 3 siege tanks as well, but still no stim for him. Just now restarting his stim. And that is what's preventing him from being able to attack right now. That's really the kicker right here.
Yes.
And ThorZaIN stims everything. There's no way YoDa's going to be able to run his forces. He's going to lose everything here.
Perfect.
Brilliant maneuver from ThorZaIN right there. And look at the supplies.
Oh my god. A 35 supply advantage now for ThorZaIN. There are 2 tanks still remaining inside of the main, but ThorZaIN he was behind by quite a few tanks there. Completely neutralizes that advantage. ThorZaIN also with vision of the high ground at the same time. He's going to be able to pick off a couple of tanks that are sitting up there. Oh, he got his lost. But ThorZaIN now going to run right up the front. There's nothing there to stop him.
No, there really isn't. ThorZaIN just powering off of 2 base, able to get the win, it looks like. We're going to have to see if YoDa can hold this off. Oh, and he loses the 3rd orbital that's finished in the natural right there, and that is huge.
Yeah, and it looks like nice positioning with tanks on the high ground, but only one of those was sieged up, so YoDa actually would have been able to kill another 8 to 10 Marines there with a couple more splash shots.
That was actually a really, really smart pullback by ThorZaIN right there.
Definitely.
I mean, sometimes I will say that ThorZaIN pulls back in situations where I feel like he has the upper hand, and he could maybe just outright win the game.
What he's known for. Yeah, exactly. I agree
But
with
right
you.
there, that was actually very intelligent, and those Marines will all live to fight again another day, and he'll just add those back into his army and just keep cycling them.
And let's see what YoDa's up to now.
Still no stim at the 15-minute mark for YoDa.
ThorZaIN has 71 workers on 2 base right now. He is finishing up a 3rd command center, but this has been so late in coming.
Yeah, he's just been powering.
Yeah.
He's just been absolutely powering off of... how many Raxes is he working off right now? He does have some at the natural as well. 2 factories.
3, 4, 5.
And
5
4
racks,
of which
2
have
factory,
reactors.
1 starport.
That's not bad. 9 Marines in a cycle, 2 tanks, 2 medevacs, and just keep on
Add-ons getting picked off
that.
kind of cripple him, though. A lot of players don't have just enough pure racks out there. They over-rely on add-ons.
Oh, wow, and he's just putting the tanks just outside of range of YoDa's tanks. YoDa does have stim now, so if he wants...
Yeah. He could flank, but ThorZaIN's still working on a very good position right now where production's starting
is that
to
tank
get
in range?
This Marine is, and it'll deal a little bit of splash damage, but I think that tank is just outside of range.
We have a couple medevacs going around the long way on the map.
Oh, yes, we do.
Heading over to
try
ThorZaIN's base.
Oh, no! What is here to stop this? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. This could be huge.
All right, well, we'll see if ThorZaIN's able to stop that, as he may need to pull back a lot of forces. Looks like he is, as a matter of fact, as that is 24 full Marines.
Oh, my goodness.
And looks like we do have 1 tank. Wow, that tank has actually gotten itself a few kills, but quickly goes down. Oh, the medevac's flying overhead as ThorZaIN trying to bring in his forces now, but YoDa has already done quite a bit of damage.
But it looks like ThorZaIN's going to hold this without losing any major buildings.
Yeah, he only lost 1 add-on there.
Oh, and he's going to kill all the Marines and the medevacs as well.
Oh, God. Oh, that's really bad for YoDa now.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Especially because YoDa has not had any intention of going back to a 3rd base. No command center in sight. ThorZaIN now on 3 bases that are very well saturated, as we can see. That's where the excess of SCVs came into play. And we see bing, 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 jackpot mules as they all land down.
I know earlier we talked... Well, hold on 1 second. Here we go. YoDa's bringing everything. He's going to try and break this position. He brought a bunch of SCVs as well, and it looks like he might just be able to do that. ThorZaIN doesn't have a lot of units left. He's going to have to take position up at his 3rd and play defensive from here on out. He has such a big advantage. I don't know why he left all those tanks there. He really wanted to hold that position.
Yeah, actually, YoDa does have the larger standing army right now. Oh, but the units weren't in position right there and weren't all healed up, and ThorZaIN just crushes through the front line of Marines that were sitting there for YoDa. Only 19 Marines on the ground now for YoDa.
YoDa is working that position. Now, we mentioned the spawn balance situation on this map, and we saw ThorZaIN basically gear his build around the spawns. He went 2 base for so long. He took control of this position that YoDa has right now, and he was holding onto it all game and preventing YoDa from doing any kind of damage to his 3rd. Now YoDa's in a position where he can start to work his tanks up on the 3rd and maybe take an advantage back in this game, but ThorZaIN's had his 3rd for so long now. It's already paid for itself. He's denied YoDa's 3rd. He has a drop waiting at YoDa's 3rd.
Oh, does ThorZaIN decide to go with this? No. Going back home, there are a couple of missile turrets there, so that Viking is going to take quite a bit of damage as well. ThorZaIN's drop is denied, but this is just going to mean that YoDa can't commit as many units to the front at the moment.
And look at ThorZaIN just hanging out at YoDa's 3rd.
Yep.
Just not even... Oh, and he's pulling everything. He's actually going for the tank line here. Not looking to be a mistake on ThorZaIN's part. I think he's going to kill all of these
It was
siege
close,
tanks.
but he got such a good spread on his units over there left that he pulls it off, and ThorZaIN has killed his third member of QIM. Mouse up 3-0 in this best of 9.
Oh my goodness.
是上将。